Welcome back to your another session of your online classes. Children, we started with lesson number 9, Force and Laws of Motion. Today is the sixth part of the lesson. So children, let's begin with the topic for today. Children, today we are going to study about law of conservation of momentum. Now, what does law of conservation of momentum says that? According to the law of conservation of momentum, the total momentum of a system always remains constant, provided that there is no external force acting on the system. Again, I am repeating. According to law of conservation of momentum, the total momentum of a system remains constant if no net external force is acting on the system. Let me explain you this with the help of a very simple diagram. Children, you have to draw this diagram, and whenever we talk about law of conservation of momentum, this particular diagram should always come to your mind. Let us understand this diagram because the whole concept is based on this particular diagram only. Now children, here you can see that in the picture I have shown you three different conditions: before collision, during collision and after collision. So children, before collision. Before we collision, we imagine that there are two balls, one is blue ball and another is yellow ball. Let us consider children the mass of the blue ball as m1 and the mass of other ball is as m2. And initially their velocities are u1 and u2. We must always remember that the other ball, that is the yellow ball, is initially at rest and the blue ball is in motion. Now, children, what happens during the collision? Now, during the collision, both the balls they collide with each other, and when they collide with each other, children, in this particular situation, we find that most of the Newton's law of motion are applicable. Okay. Now, I begin with third law. Now, children, here both the bodies, they come in contact with each other. So, when they come in contact with each other, what happens? The blue ball try to exert force on the yellow ball, and at the same time, the yellow ball also try to exert force on the blue ball. That is action by blue ball and reaction by the yellow ball. And children, during this action and reaction, what happened? There is an exchange of momentum. Momentum, you remember, quantity of motion. Now, now this particular process, that is the process of collision, children, it takes place for fractions of second. Now, what happens after the collision? After the collision, we find that of course their mass will remain constant, but their velocity changes. Now, after collision, their velocity will be final velocity v1 and the v2. Now, in this particular condition, that is after collision, the final velocity of the blue ball will decrease while the final velocity of the yellow ball will increase. And why does it happen? It happened because blue ball lost the momentum and the yellow ball gained the momentum. And here this exchange of momentum will remain constant. So children, if we try to calculate the momentum before collision and after collision, it comes out to be the same. So let us try to prove them. Let us understand and let us illustrate the law of conservation of momentum. Let us imagine that a moving ball collides with another stationary ball. What happens? We observe, just now I explained you children, the velocity of the moving ball decreases after the collision with the stationary ball, and we also observe that the stationary ball starts moving. Thus we find that when two balls collide with each other, moving ball loses the momentum and the stationary ball gains the momentum. And this loss of momentum from one ball is equal to the gain of momentum of other ball. However, children, the total momentum before collision and after the collision remains the same. Let us try to prove this. Let us consider two bodies A and B having a mass m1 and m2. Consider that their initial velocities are u1 and u2. Now these two bodies they collide with each other for a very small duration of time, and children, during this collision they exert force on each other, and due to this force what happens, their velocity changes to v1 and v2. So, children, the initial momentum of body A will be m1 u1, while the initial momentum will be m2 u2. है ना? I hope children you are able to understand. The final momentum of the body A will be m1 v1. Final momentum of the body B will be m2 v2. So children, the total momentum before collision will be m1 u1 plus m2 u2, and the total momentum after the collision will be m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay, I hope you are able to understand this. Now children, according to Newton's second law of motion, now we have already understood this concept in the second law of motion, that rate of change of momentum can be defined as change of momentum of body A divided by time taken, that is m1 v1 minus m1 u1, okay, divided by t. Now what does Newton's second law says that children, that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the force acting on the body. So therefore our equation now becomes F is equal to m1 v1 minus m1 u1 upon time. Okay. Similarly, same phenomena will happen even for the body B. Okay. And here we will get the rate of change of momentum of body B divided by time taken, and ultimately it will be F is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u2 divided by the time, right? Now children, just now I told you this, that when the two balls collided with each other, okay, very important, Newton's third law comes into the action. Okay, action and reaction, and due to this action and reaction, what happens, the force changes. There is an exchange of force due to which the momentum also changes. So we can say that FAB means this is the force exerted by the blue ball on the yellow. FAB is the force exerted by the body A on B. Similarly, so this will be action. Now, what will be the reaction, children? If it will be minus BA. This is the force exerted by the body B on A. Now, here it will always have minus sign because the directions are opposite. I hope, children, you remember scalar quantity and the vector quantity. So force is a vector quantity. Okay. Now let us compare both the units. These calculation we have already done. Since we find that t is common in both the side. Okay. And if we try to rearrange the whole formula, we get children m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay, it must be remembered that momentum is a conserved quantity and momentum is also a vector quantity. Okay, and conservation of momentum is a direct consequence of Newton's third law. So in this particular law, that is law of conservation of momentum, we have experienced that all the three Newton's law are repeated here. Okay, first, inertia. So you found that two balls, one was in motion and another one was not in motion. Okay, second, we found that there was an exchange of momentum, and third, we find that action is equal to reaction. Okay, and children, this particular diagram, this is Newton's cradle, and this is the best example of law of conservation of momentum. Okay, and this you must have seen many times. I think in our science exhibition which was conducted last year, many some of the students they prepared very good model for this. Okay, so children, today's topic was little bit, mm, I can say, a new concept for you. I hope I was able to make you understand. And children, in case you did not understand any of the things, please do give me your feedback and suggestion. Okay, so the ultimate formula that we derived was The total momentum before collision and the total momentum after collision is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. I hope I am able to explain you the proper concept. And children, thank you for today. And tomorrow we'll be taking the other topic, recoil velocity.